Adeline's parents were surprised when they saw that their daughter had wings. As Adeline grew, her wings became larger and larger. She liked to look at birds and airplanes passing over the desert and wished she could too. So one day she kissed her parents goodbye and flew away. Adeline followed the first plane she met. The pilot was When they finally landed, they were met by a cheering crowd. Nobody had ever seen a flying kangaroo before. The next day they flew on. When Adeline was tired, she rested on the top of a plane. They stopped at many places in India. They visited a rich Maraha. When they reached Paris, Adeline decided to stop traveling. With a tear in her eye, she said goodbye to her dear friend, the pilot. She was inspected by the customs officials. Outside the airport, Adeline got into a taxi, but she did not know she would have to pay for the trip. She had no money and was embarrassed when the driver shouted at her. However, a nice gentleman, Mansur Maris, was passing by. He paid for her fare. Mansur Maris saw that Adeline was tired and hungry, so he invited her to dinner in a fine restaurant. Then he took her on a trip through Paris. From the top of the Eiffel Tower, he pointed out many interesting sights. Together, they visited all the monuments and museums. They saw many winged statues at Notre Dame. Adeline was frightened by the first garbs, but the peaceful angels comforted her. Manchester Mummy, who owned a music hall, offered Adeline a job in his show. She became an overnight success. Soon the city was covered with her picture. Adeline led a happy life, but she often wished she knew another kangaroo. The one day when she was taking a walk, she came upon a blazing fire. A woman was crying and screaming. Her 2 children were in the house. Taking a deep breath, Adeline flew through the smoke toward the children. She put the baby in her pouch and the little girl on her back. But the load was too heavy and she couldn't fly. She fell all the way down. Adeline was hurt, but the 2 children were safe. Adeline was put in an ambulance. When she awoke in the hospital, the grateful mother and her children were there with flowers and sweets. Mansa Maurice bought Adeline magazines and newspapers. They were full of stories about her bravery. After a while, Adeline could walk again with the help of a nurse. She made little trips to a nearby zoo. There she met another kangaroo called Leon. They fell in love. Adeline went to see the zoo doctor. She made him understand that she wished to marry Leon. The director gave her a signed paper and Leon was released. Soon they were married. Leon and Adeline had many children. They were the most striking family of kangaroos the world had ever seen. Adeline was truly happy and realized that her adventures could have only happened with her special set of wings. The end.